这家公司的概念让我们每个创美投资人导师都为之激动。
比特币呢，一直是一个让人神往的，
但是它也饱受争议。If there are anything illegal， 创始人本人可以说是一个极刻版的斯诺登。
It's funny you asked that. I mean, I worked for Booz Allen, which is where he worked when he revealed all the information.
我们一个员工都没有见到。
Every year we do a full company meeting somewhere.
So you know they are real people. 那这究竟是一家怎样的公司？Hi, Brian.
Yes.
I'm Bianca.
Brian Hoffman, OpenBzaar 联合创始人 ，OB1 首席执行官，毕业于詹姆斯麦迪逊大学计算机可选专业，曾为美国国防部以及技术咨询公司博斯艾伦担任安全技术顾问。
My name is Brian Hoffman. I'm the CEO of OB1 and the project lead for OpenBzaar. OpenBzaar is a completely decentralized peer-to-peer e-commerce marketplace, very similar to Amazon or eBay, and uses Bitcoin in order to allow people anywhere in the entire world to sell anything they want absolutely free. That means there's no cost to list an item or product, and it means there's no cost associated with processing payments. This product is allowing people anywhere to be more free and to choose to sell to whoever they like, however they want. The team that we have for OB1 is located all around the world. We do not have any central offices, and that allows us to provide a very diverse perspective when we're building our product and cater to people all around the world.
OpenBzaar is definitely the future of e-commerce and distributed computing. I think it's a very promising company, obviously.
They seem to have done a technologically advanced approach to creating a marketplace to rival the big players using the open Bitcoin standards.
All trends are pointing towards like privacy and distributed computing, and they're using cryptocurrency as well.
它为客户提供的核心价值就是在一个中心化的 marketplace 里面，然后有中心化的商品交易的控制以及支付的控制。他希望通过比特币呢，去让这些东西变得更加的去中心化，更加的自由。
So it's called OpenBzaar, and a bazaar is like a marketplace. It's peer-to-peer, which means that your computer talks to other people's computers directly. It allows you to cut the middleman out of the process. And so rather than you asking eBay to process a payment for a purchase, you're doing it directly with Bitcoin.
有一些人啊，对于呢 OpenBzaar 的概念还是觉得有一些抽象。那它到底指的是什么呢？我们首先来关注一下，就是 Brian 刚才说到的一个关键词 middleman。中间商，我们现在生活当中呢用的很多的一些新兴的服务、新兴的科技公司，其实已经在做一件事，就是要把中间商去掉。比如说亚马逊，比如说易贝，就是把以前的非常多层次的中间商呢变成最终他们这一层中间商。不过在 Brian 的眼中呢，这个世界呢还能变得更加的简单，就是要把这最后一层中间商也去掉，就是要去掉亚马逊，就是要去掉易贝。Do you use Amazon or eBay?
Yeah, I use both of those a lot.
And do you like them?
I think they are probably the best place to get products and services online right now, but there are many things that are not as great as they could be.
首先，传统电商平台本身是一个管理中心，买卖双方创立账号，由平台存储保管个人信息和买卖商品信息。而 OpenBzaar 所谓去中心化的第一个特点，就是不需要用户创立账号，也不拥有用户信息。
There's no count. The reason you sign up is because a company is collecting your information. In this case, you're setting it up on your own computer. That data doesn't go anywhere.
You don't know anything about the user.
Exactly. It's completely private.
从交易的过程来看，传统的电商买卖全程都经过平台运行，而 OpenBzaar 却不介入交易过程。
A lot of times that product is not coming from Amazon, it's coming from some other seller wherever they are. And if you have a problem, you don't actually get to work with the merchant directly. You go through Amazon customer support, and usually they'll have a list of kind of guidelines that they go through, and it's not specific to you. And usually it ends up being that it's not quite fair to one party, either the merchant or the buyer, and not always fair. One other thing is there's a lot of rules and restrictions around products that can be sold.
So e-commerce like Amazon are not providing a 100% of a free market.
Exactly. It's also not it's not available in all countries. OpenBzaar, the first week it was out, was installed in over 140 countries, and that's pretty incredible. I don't think there's ever been a marketplace that actually launched on day one worldwide, because it's a lot harder. Yeah.
而在交易的最后环节，支付方式上，传统电商模式通常都是通过第三方支付平台，比如银行、PayPal、支付宝等。而 OpenBzaar 革命性地采用比特币交易，取消了第三方结算中心。
Why do you think it's important to use Bitcoin?
A completely decentralized marketplace would still require some kind of payment processing online, and so that would mean credit cards or debit cards or Alipay or whatever you use. And those are middlemen, and they're able to take fees, and they're also able to freeze funds depending on where you're selling items to or what you're selling. When Bitcoin came along, it allowed a lot more privacy and a lot more control over that, because nobody really controls Bitcoin centrally. Anybody can use it anywhere, and you don't have to sign up for an account, you don't have to pay for fees. It's a lot more flexible, so people that don't have bank accounts can still set up businesses.
比特币，所谓的电子货币、加密互联网货币或者匿名货币，无论是谁都可以匿名使用它，连它的发明者是谁都是个谜。它没有发行机构，难以追踪，不受政府和银行的控制，不需要身份证件认证，更不需要关联银行账号和信用卡。它的支付系统由用户电脑组成的网络构成，不需要通过任何金融机构，人们点对点进行支付，全世界流通。简单来说，就是用户将比特币应用程序下载到他们的手机或者电脑上，就会生成一个比特币地址，将地址发送给收款对象，他们便可以直接向你支付比特币，就像发电子邮件那样容易。
Why do you think of how Bitcoin can make payment secure?
Bitcoin is essentially a large database that's kept up by everybody on the network. And so there's a list of transactions that have happened. So I sent money to you and you sent money to me, and all that stuff is a long list of that. And the computers work together in order to ensure that that stays secure and that we all agree on it, and it uses encryption to do so. So essentially, you know what the key is for somebody else, you encrypt it with their key, and only they can unlock it with their key. But essentially, what's securing it is there's a large network of supercomputers that are basically solving puzzles in order to basically ensure that the list of transactions is valid. So basically what's keeping it secure is a massive amount of computing power.
既然交易的过程不通过平台，支付也不通过第三方机构，那么买卖双方的权益靠什么来维护呢？
When you're buying something from somebody using a peer-to-peer network and not through a company, there's no one to kind of ensure that that transaction happens properly.
Exactly.
So you don't really you can't trust the other person necessarily. So what happens is you can actually choose the option to have another person in the network be like a third person. Yeah. And they'll kind of oversee the transaction if there are problems. And that third person can be anybody.
And the seller and the buyer will pick that third person.
Yes.
Okay. And it can be a stranger.
It can be a stranger, yeah. But it's important to know that everybody on the network has a reputation. And so it's not like you're just trusting an anonymous person. They'll usually have a rating associated with them, and then you can decide whether or not they're trustworthy.
So OpenBzaar also have a rating system of the users. Is that mandatory?
It's not mandatory. No.
But it's optional.
Yes, it is. Yes.
其实呢 ，OpenBzaar 呢，看上去呢和很多的电商长得都很一样，这个也是商品有一个长的 list。但是到底呢，买家和卖家有什么样不一样的体验？他们到底怎么点对点的对接呢？ How the experience will be of selling and buying stuff on OpenBzaar?
Everyone downloads a application for their desktop. Yeah, it's an app on your desktop. Once you install it, it's very familiar. It looks just like you would on Amazon if you were going to sell an item.
How am I going to buy things?
So when you open up the application for the first time, your application is smart enough to go out onto the network and look for other people running OpenBzaar, and they connect. And when you say, I want to search for shoes, when you type that in, it will send that message out to all the other computers and say, hey, are you selling anything that has to do with shoes? And if they are, then your computer will get those results back from each computer.
可能作为一般的用户呢，不能马上体会这种去中心化的电子商务平台对我们到底带来什么样的好处。但是啊，去中心化呢，已经变成了创投圈一个非常热的关键词。那比如说今年，有一个概念，可能大家也看到，也开始火起来，叫区块链，它是比特币内在的核心的一个技术。关键就在于它可以去中心化，提高了很多的金融交易的效率。那对我们来说，这个去中心化到底有多重要呢？ You mentioned the word decentralization a lot. Why do you think decentralization is so important?
When you have central control, there's a lot of negative things that can happen there. One primary thing is that you have a central location for all of identity data, and all of your private data. And if that database gets hacked because it's in one place, when you look at companies like Google and Amazon and Apple, those companies are not really product companies, they're data companies. The reason they're worth tens of billions of dollars is because of all the data on their users that they store, and they can sell to advertisers, they can sell their goods and services based on it. And decentralization allows those data silos to be broken up. It gives the power back to the people. So I think that that's one of the most important things that we can do as a society is we can start to take control and ownership of our own lives.
Why the current e-commerce company could not do that?
I don't think that they want to that much,
Yeah.
because being the third party allows them to be the gatekeeper, and that is a position that allows them to capture a lot of profit and revenue from. It's very easy to stand up a marketplace, sit in the middle, and then just charge people to use it.
Obviously, today, as an investor, the business model is a big question because their main business, the core business, is not monetizable. Like they cannot really charge a commission fee on those transactions because it's completely distributed. The question is going to be, can the company leverage a very large user base in the next 5 or 10 years and make money from them and become a valuable company?
This is all apparently still free with zero revenue coming from it. The goal here is to build the market and then eventually create a business model, but so there isn't one yet.
When did you launch OpenBzaar project?
OpenBzaar actually officially launched for everybody to download April of this year.
Yeah. How many people signed it up?
We've had over 300,000 downloads, which has been pretty good.
You are not making any money out of OpenBzaar.
OpenBzaar does not make any money, but just because the ability to just charge fees goes away doesn't mean that there aren't ways to sell valuable services on top to users. There's a lot of things that are still missing from the experience. For instance, buyer protection or insurance.
So the motivation is actually to create a new world or new kind of space, and then you can make money out of the related services.
That's exactly right.
Got it. 是的，说到营运模式呢，马上你会觉得是 OpenBzaar 的一个硬伤。但是呢，我希望大家去注意一下，就是他们的几个投资人，像 Union Square Ventures， 像 Anderson Horowitz， 他们之前投的是什么项目？是 Twitter， 是 Skype， 是这一些过去在起步的时候看不清楚未来会怎么挣钱的一些创新性的项目。其实他们建立的初期也不知道未来呢应该用什么营运模式是最正确的。OpenBzaar 也是一样 ，Brian 告诉我呢，他们在 OpenBzaar 的基础之上呢，已经呢开创了一个公司叫做 OB1。他们现在要做的呢是开创一块呢新的平台，在聚集了大量的人气、大量的用户之后呢，他们不愁没有生意做。
So for people that maybe are not like super technologically advanced, they can come to OB1 and we'll actually help them set up their store and make sure that it's running 24 hours a day.
Do you think OpenBzaar can be a mainstream marketplace? Like, because now I think more hackers are using this.
I definitely think so. I think the benefits of using it are pretty obvious. It's the fact that it's hard to use and that people don't understand it is what's keeping them from doing it. So I think we're always working harder to make the software smarter and simpler and easier to use, and we're going to start marketing it more towards people that aren't as familiar with Bitcoin, and we'll probably learn a lot more about it.
Yeah, I saw you got first notch investors, Andreessen Horowitz, right, and Union Square Ventures. What's their view on this business?
I think Bitcoin and blockchain is probably the most confusing type of technology to invest in for them, because no one really knows how we're going to make money from all this.
Yeah.
It kind of breaks all the rules of traditional business. And so the answer is they find the technology very fascinating and very promising, and something that will most likely disrupt all of these other companies. And so they know that there's something very positive there. They're just not quite sure what it is yet.
So everyone's betting on something big in the future.
Yeah.
Are you going to raise more funds?
We actually just raised another round.
Oh,
So,
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
刚才我们花很多的时间在讨论，就是 OpenBzaar 他们做的事情有多么的新，但其实这个创新呢，一直都会有代价的。那最大的一个问题就是安全。要知道呢，去中心化的同时呢，监管呢就会变松。那这样一来呢，就可能让犯罪分子有机可乘。
That being said, the history and origin of the company is shrouded in the whole darknet and the illicit trade market, so that's not something I'm personally very comfortable with.
作为一个新生事物的话，它肯定面临各种的阻力，比如说确认商品交易这样一个行为，然后再通过比特币去进行匿名的支付。那当然，比如说还面临各种清关的问题啊，各个政府之间的这些关于自由贸易的这种协定啊，等等啊，因为金融政策在全世界各个国家的特点会是不一样。
If you are not getting any users' information, so they can be anybody. Like, do you think that's safe? Especially if like somebody is a criminal, like selling something illegal.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, certainly there are people doing criminal things on all marketplaces, but there is certainly an advantage to being able to collect information about people, but that doesn't prevent them from lying or anything. So I think the most important thing is building reputation. So we have ways where people can earn reputation and they can't fake that. But it's certainly a problem that you're always chasing the bad guys, you know, like they're always changing the way that they do things to break the rules.
But do you have like certain people to monitor, like if there are anything illegal selling on this market? For example, if somebody is selling drugs.
Technically, the software doesn't have any kind of facility to kick people out if they're doing something that's wrong.
You can't.
Because it doesn't understand the difference between right and wrong itself. Selling a gun may be legal somewhere, and it may be illegal in another place. Yeah. So there's a lot of very, very complex rules. The software doesn't handle that.
So it's more like a self-regulated world.
It's a self-regulated world, yeah. Yep.
利用比特币进行支付的电商平台在美国早有先例，名叫丝绸之路的电商网站，曾经用户高达100万，交易总额超10亿美金。然而不久就引起了 FBI 的注意。根据 FBI 的调查，丝绸之路的火爆与其利用比特币支付所带来的交易自由和防监管属性无不关系。整个平台沦为了非法交易的温床，70%的交易额属于买卖毒品，剩下的30%则来源于信用卡盗刷、色情交易、洗钱，甚至雇佣杀手。2013年，在成立不到2年之后，丝绸之路被 FBI 查封，网站 CEO 被判终身监禁。
So what did you learn from their story?
I think, so first thing, Silk Road was a centralized service, just like eBay, right? So the person running it was had their server somewhere in the world and was doing all that business directly. And so it wasn't really a marketplace that was controlled by the users. It was controlled by one person or a group of people. In this case, OpenBzaar is completely different. And we also don't, that was fairly controlled.
But are you afraid like maybe one day police will come in because maybe one bad guy bought something from the other guy on OpenBzaar, but like that happened on OpenBzaar?
Personally, we're not afraid of that because we know that we're just creating software. This is not a business. Like We don't help facilitate any of the transactions. We don't see what's actually being sold because now the marketplace is actually everybody. You know, when the internet started, there were a lot of scams and things that hurt people, a lot of fraud. And over time, we've learned to figure out ways to add protections for users. And I think the same thing will happen as they understand the technology better.
市场这个领域角度来讲的话呢，就是令人向往的一个我觉得巨大的市场，是吧？然后团队的话，我相信做这件事情也非常 authentic。
I give OpenBzaar a 6 out of 10 because of the lack of business model at the moment. Overall, I think it's a great company and it's a great investment in the future of e-commerce.
I would give this a 7 out of 10. It's got some very interesting investors, very interesting history, but it's not something in which I would personally invest.
想要360度无死角了解这家创业公司吗？请到创美频道点击观看创美特别推出的 VR 视频《创业美国360度看公司》。
其实呢，科技呢在改变我们的生活的时候呢，也让我们的世界似乎变得更加的平等和更加的民主了。比如说呢 ，iPhone 的诞生呢，就让穷人和富人呢同时为了一款产品而疯狂，他们也可以同时的享受呢这些呢科技进步呢带来的好处。在科技不断发展，我们生活变得更加方便的时候呢，其实我们也出了一个新的问题，就是隐私的问题。比如说呢，像雅虎呢刚刚又爆出了有上10亿用户的资料被窃取这样一个呢让很多人震惊的一个大案子。比如说呢，前2年在美国就爆出了棱镜门，而且很有意思的是呢，我们这一次节目的主角 OpenBzaar 的这个项目的创始人呢 Brian 曾经呢还是呢斯诺登，也就是棱镜门主角呢在同一个公司工作过，但是和斯诺登这样去爆料的方式不同呢，这个Brian 呢则是用科技的方式呢去想要保护我们每一个人的隐私。What do you about Snowden?
It's funny you asked that. I mean, I worked for Booz Allen, which is where he worked when he revealed all the information. I know how important and serious the rules of protecting confidential data are. But what he's revealed that helped the people understand more about how their government functions. I think at a minimum it made everybody ask questions about what's going on and not just accept that.
What's your thought on privacy?
Personally, that's something that I think that here in America we kind of take for granted that we have privacy, but we've learned time and time again that governments and hackers and everybody else wants to get our information, and that's kind of what the idea behind Bitcoin is to say, look, don't just trust companies to protect you, because companies, number one, is themselves, right? Their business, their profit. It's not always about their users, and so you have to look out for yourself sometimes.
I think you have a lot of belief in Bitcoin and in these kind of decentralized currency, decentralized market. What do you think how our life will be in the future?
I mean, my belief is that of not having to use US dollars or whatever your country's money is, and everybody kind of uses the same thing. I think it will all be digital money.
So, and in another way, we will go beyond regulation, go beyond border, go beyond physical distance in the future. Is that what you think?
Internet is already kind of knocking down barriers. You've seen like the world become a lot smaller, and people are a lot closer and more similar in a lot of ways. But I think we're seeing politically that a lot of countries are starting to push back on this global kind of thing, and they want to retain some identity for their country. I don't know. I remain optimistic that we'll kind of start to become more globalized.
创投圈有一批这样的创业者，像 Brian， 也有一些呢创投的公司，像 Union Square Ventures， 像 Anderson Horowitz， 他们关注的就是那些呢可以带给我们未来的项目。那这些项目可能不是我们通过一期节目就让大家呢马上去接受或者马上去使用的，但是我们相信呢，这么一群人共同的努力，在未来呢可能就会变成呢我们的现实。那 OpenBzaar 也非常有意思，他们非常追求这种去中心化的理念，他们不光是在产品当中体现，而且在办公方式上呢也是有体现。可以说呢，他们是一个完全没有办公室、看不见员工的公司。How many people are in the team?
Our team is 10 people now. We've had people work from Australia, Greece, Spain. We just hired someone from Taiwan. and we have people all throughout the US. So really,
Have you guys met each other really in person ever?
Yeah, so every year we do a full company meeting somewhere, and we've met in Europe the last 2 years.
So you know they are real people.
收看更多创业美国独家揭秘创业视频，关注创业美国线上留学生创业大赛，请关注创业美国微信公众号，每周5推送决赛入围团队推荐视频，他们需要你的支持。
是不是还没有看过瘾？那赶快关注微信创业美国，观看独家花絮和更多创美原创视频。除了各种干货，还可以和我直接对话。你说的就是你，我等你哦。还没有扫吗？快扫！